Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right. Yep. Finebaum is using terms like hot garbage to describe what's going on in Alabama land. And I'm going to ask the question, is Jalen Milroe hurt? I've been kind of wondering about that. You know, he ran the ball a lot in the first handful of games, almost too much. And I remember Kangaroo Black, when I had him on the show, said he's running too much. They need to start using their running backs. He's concerned about him getting hurt. And he may very well have. This guy got hit hard a lot during those first few games, and he was kind of carrying the offense on his shoulders. So we're going to get into that as well. But there's a lot of people upset in Alabama right now, and I mean, they're tore up.
I mean, where can you go? I mean, Alabama is an absolute train wreck. There's no sugarcoating it, and I'm sure Kalen DeBoer and his cast of minions can try to act like they control. I actually heard somebody say Alabama controls its own destiny. For what? The end of the world? I mean, why would you now believe Alabama, after what we've seen the last 3 weeks, is now going to get off the canvas, beat Missouri, which is not great, but still formidable, because anybody is formidable for Alabama right now, and then go down to Baton Rouge and beat LSU after what we saw from LSU last night. And you know, that's really the number one bullet point, I think, Matt. Yeah, we may wake up here in a couple of months and look back and go, wow, maybe we were wrong. But that's part of the conversation that exists here. But it's not the play on the field. It's a lack of discipline. I mean, every time they had a chance to put that game a little bit further away from Tennessee or to come back in the game, they made a stupid penalty. They made a stupid decision. And ultimately, who does that rest with? Is that the players or is that the coaching? To me, this does not look like a well-coached team.
Yeah, Finebaum's definitely not feeling it. He also commented about Alabama after the Georgia game. He said, why is it going this way? He said, because Alabama beat Georgia. Everyone saw the potential. And since the first half of the Georgia game, it's been hot garbage. And former players they're not feeling it either. There's a lot of unease down there in Alabama.
Because all I'm going to do is deliver the truth. The hardest thing is to be all in on a new staff when you've had the greatest run in college football history. And it's going to take time. And I don't know necessarily what this time is going to tell, other than you have a sloppy, undisciplined team that is not as talented as everybody thought in Tuscaloosa. I'm telling you right now, Nick Saban is not that dumb to leave a national championship caliber type team to go work next to Pat McAfee and ESPN, and he's doing a bang-up job. He knew exactly what he was leaving. He knew what the secondary looked like. He knew the rumblings and the disruption of what these young players are doing or think they're doing, because they believe that they have control over their own destiny and they don't need proper coaching or to be told when to do it and how to do it. That's what you're seeing in Tuscaloosa right now. You're seeing a undisciplined, sloppy bunch of young people trying to run an athletic department and a coaching staff that's showing you that they've been to the national championship. And with their system over a period of time, we'll have to just wait and see if it's going to work. It's not what we've known Alabama and Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama to look like. It's going to be something brand new. So when it's brand new, you got to give it a chance to work. If it's winning games, the players are buying in. The players aren't buying what coach is selling right now, and you can see it.
Yeah, the former players, of course, it's going to be different. You got a new coaching staff. You've also got all kinds of new rules. You got NIL guys who are playing for money now. It's not, hey, I'm going to, play on this great team. We're going to win a national title. Then I'm going to go make my money. They want it now. They want it today. And once they get it, it's like, hey, this is a professional game now. I'm going to do what I do. You've got a wide receiver who, right after losing to Tennessee, colors his nails orange. Tennessee orange. I mean, that's, oh man, it's a new world when that's happening. You got A.J. McCarron saying that we pump fan noise into the Neyland Stadium because that's how it's so loud.
Nice try, Jan.
And then you got Alabama players flopping on the field pretending they're injured when they're clearly not. That was one of the worst fake injuries I've ever seen. So, yeah, the lack of discipline's definitely there. I mean, it is not Nick Saban's world anymore. It's completely different.
Toto, feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore. You're in a whole different universe, really. Also, I want to talk about whether Jalen Milroe is hurt or not. He seems like a different player than he was first part of the season. He was accurate. He was making a lot of good decisions. And I tell you, in that Tennessee game, man, he was not accurate at all. It's the worst game I've seen him play since he got benched, which was early in last season. And this is a guy that really, he was looking like the Heisman winner the first few games and was really outstanding. He played great against Georgia and had some other really good games as well. But his numbers have been declining. As you can see here, he was, throwing in the 70s, as high as 81% against Georgia, 75% against Vandy, even though they lost the game. Then it was 69, then 55% against Tennessee. But these last two games, he's had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in both games, and his QB rating has dropped dramatically. So maybe he's hurt. And here's another reason why I think he may be. Kalen DeBoer responded to a question over whether or not Jalen was hurt. And they talked about how Jalen Milroe didn't look himself during the loss. He definitely didn't. Said when asked, Kalen DeBoer was vague in his response, stating that Milroe won't miss any time moving forward. Said, I think at this point in the year, I don't think there's many guys who play a lot of snaps who don't have something and just working through it. He's more than capable as he goes through the week. You're just ready to play on Saturday. There's nothing that's going to hold him back from going out there and being able to help us get a win. I'm confident of that. That is not, and hey, this guy's fine.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Says earlier on Monday, Alabama offensive lineman Tyler Booker was asked about Milroe's injury status. He initially said Milroe was 100%. Booker clarified his remarks, stating that he just didn't want a narrative to be spun a certain way regarding the quarterback. Then he said, nobody's ever going to be 100%. He said, I'm hurting right now. Playing football in the SEC, you're never going to be 100%. What I mean to say is Jalen, he's on the field. He's going to be able to do everything in his power to help us win that game. Said, sorry I rushed that answer to that question and didn't give it my full thought. You're never going to be 100%. When you're on the field, you're giving your all. So clearly something's bothering him. Could be, I almost wonder if it's something in his shoulder or something along those lines. I mean, he's been hit a bunch. And if your shoulder's banged up or back, just something that, is in your throwing motion, you're not going to be very accurate. And he didn't look good at all in that game against Tennessee. He did not look accurate. He didn't look confident either. So he may be dealing with an injury. And all those times he ran in those first few games, which he's a heck of a weapon running, if he's hurt himself, you never know. I mean, it may be a situation where if he struggles more, they may have to take a look at resting him and give him a chance to recover. And one thing that's going to happen, Missouri's coming in this Saturday, and if Brady Cook is injured, which it appears he is, he's got a bad ankle, they're saying that he's doubtful whether he'll play in that game or not. They'll win that game easily. If Brady Cook is not the quarterback for Missouri, I don't see any way they win with the Drew Pine guy. That's not going to happen. He's not going to be able to do anything. So I would say they're probably going to easily beat Missouri unless Brady Cook, shows up. Now, if Brady Cook plays, it could be very different because Cook literally lifted Missouri on his shoulders and carried them across the goal line twice by himself almost against Auburn. And Auburn, of course, is the most jinxed team in the country. I've never seen a team as unlucky, and a lot of that luck is brought on by themselves by not going and getting the right quarterback in the offseason. But Hugh Freeze didn't want to pay a bunch of money for a quarterback. So how'd that work out for you, Hugh?
What'd you get, Henry? Number 44?
No, 6 7/8.
Oh, Andy, he pulled out the hat sign.
And Auburn's a good team, by the way. They really are. If they had a good quarterback, they would have a winning season for sure. Right now, they're just finding new ways to lose. Anyway, I just thought I would cover the Alabama again. It's they're in a whole new world they haven't been in 17 years. Ever since Nick Saban showed up, they haven't known a poor day, and right now they're dealing with it, and they are spoiled. Look, Alabama's spoiled rotten. They have done nothing but win down there. Nick Saban just literally brought them championship after championship. They were always in a game. Nobody ever whooped up on them hardly. And now it's a different world. And they've got some games in front of them. They could easily get completely knocked out of this playoff. So We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's what's going on in Alabama. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, 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 hit this little button right here. It will not cost you a dime, and it helps you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy based on your viewing history. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.